Welcome back to a Master and Apprentice podcast. So the Kenobi trailer, or not Kenobi, sorry, the Kenobi show is just around the corner, and in it we can see in a trailer that the Inquisitors are a big part of this. So as a setup, I don't know how to, as something to prepare you, I guess we want to do a defining of all the Inquisitors that are going to be in this show, and then just a broad definition of the Inquisitors. So I'm going to start defining the Inquisitors, how they became, what they did, and then Athen's going to start. He's going to look up in the corner because he doesn't know off the top of his head, but he's going to look which Inquisitors are in the show, and then if we've seen them before. All right. So the Inquisitors. I'll share it my screen real quick. The Inquisitors. This is the Grand Inquisitor. Inquisitors. I'm pretty sure all of them used to be former Jedi, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Grand Inquisitor, for instance, we see him in Kenobi in the trailer. We see him in Rebels. That's where he dies. But for instance, he used to be a Jedi Temple guard. Other Jedi's, other Inquisitors used to be Jedi's. They're not Sith because they do not practice the Sith rules. They just hunt Jedi down. Like that's all they do. They don't practice Sith teachings. They don't try to, force. Like I mean, I'm sure they have Sith in them, but like it's not the same thing as Darth
Yeah,
Vader and
it's not like
empathy.
religiously Sith. They
Like
are.
we see Vader. Is it Vader? I forget where it was, but we see Vader mop the Inquisitors up, right? Like we see,
Oh
for
yeah.
instance, in the Jedi Fallen
No.
Order game, Cal can handle the Inquisitors barely, but he can handle them. But Vader eats his ass. Like it's not even there's not even he's not even trying, right? And the Rebels, they give the Inquisitors all they give. Then Vader shows up and they all run like it's a horror movie because Vader's just like you can't stop him, right? Like the Sith are on different level. The Inquisitors are pretty much just Jedi who are bad guys, like
They're just relatively well trained assassin.
essentially. Like Asajj, she wouldn't really be a Sith. She's an assassin. She's more of an Inquisitor, right?
Yeah.
Or Pong Krell wasn't a Sith, but he was kind of like an Inquisitor, like he wasn't like a Sith because he didn't really practice those Sith teachings to the level that Vader and Palpatine did, I guess. But they are called Sith Inquisitors because they do practice the dark side, right? They do
Yeah.
dark side practices. Just I don't know the exact definition. How you can tell the difference? You can really tell the difference because there's only supposed to be two Sith, and that's Vader and Palpatine, as we know. So everyone else is just not a Sith, and so that's their other name. Their sole reason for being around, and this is the reason why they're ex-Jedi, is because they can hunt other Jedi down. So of course they're going to get Jedis to hunt other Jedis. So yeah, that's basically it. They hunt Jedi down and they work for Vader. The Grand Inquisitor was kind of like the ringleader. He was like the most powerful, the smartest. He was kind of just the most like he was the one in charge. We've seen quite a few in the shows. We have seen them in the Rebel show. We have seen them in the game Jedi Fallen Order, and we will now see them in the Kenobi show. So they are a relatively new genre, kind of, I guess you could say, to Star Wars. They haven't really been around that long, so we don't have a whole list of all of them. We do have the ninth sister. That's the one that we see in Fallen Order. She's the one that looks like Shrek, pretty much. We have the seventh sister. We see her specifically in Rebel. She's the one that's green, has a helmet. We have the fifth brother.
He's the green one with the helmet. That's
Yep,
big and bulky.
yep,
He was sent to kill Kanan and Ezra and the rebels like many times.
yep. We have the Grand Inquisitor, obviously, and then there's one more sister, second sister.
Second sister, yeah.
That's the one that we fight in Fallen Order. That's the one that dies to Vader, right? Vader kills him. And then there's the eighth brother that we see in Rebels. I don't know how much we see him. I haven't watched Rebels in a hot second because he kind of looks like the seventh sister in a way. But yeah. Shafton, you want to take it away now?
So yeah, in the show, we are definitely going to see Grand Inquisitor. We saw the Grand Inquisitor in the trailer. This is the first time any Inquisitors are live action. So I mean, for people that refuse to watch animated shows because they're meant for kids, holy crap, this is a whole new genre. So yeah, we're getting a new mysterious character called but the show's director, it's Riva or Moses Ingram. Uh, yeah, it shows up briefly in the trailer. So no, we don't really know much about this. Very well could be a Inquisitor. Yeah, the Vader, the Grand Inquisitor, and Reva, I don't know how they're going to pronounce it, are all going to be working together on the show. So they're all going to be there. So we have the Grand Inquisitor that is definitely going to be here on the Kenobi show, and then we're definitely having the trailer suggests that we're having the fifth brother, and
We see him in the trailer.
yeah.
That's this character. When you see the scene where he's marching through the city with a barrage of stormtroopers
Mhm.
behind him,
You can just tell that
that's
soon just because of how big he is, frankly.
in his green face.
Yeah, minor detail, but yeah. And I mean, second sister's gonna be there too. So I mean, the main thing about these are pretty much they're Jedi, but they're taken from being Jedi, and they are being trained as not necessarily Sith, but pretty much just assassins. And they are very successful for everything, it seems, except for Jedi, because well, no one can compete with a Jedi, and they are pretty darn close to on the same level as a Jedi. I'd say apprentice, or not apprentice, Jedi. Not youngling. What is that? Or
Padawan?
Padawan? Yeah, I just blanked on that word for a second. I mean, I'd say they're about on the level of Padawan, maybe a bit better than that, just because they can take on some Padawans, but still lost to some in the past. So they're going to be in the show, and I mean, I that could mean a lot of things for the show. I mean, we don't know a ton about it yet, but I mean, you can have a bunch of fight scenes. Vader's gonna be in it, so he's gonna do something with the Inquisitors. I mean, I feel like Vader's gonna come in where the Inquisitors are failing and help out. But I don't know if you've never heard of the Inquisitors before because you refuse to watch any animated shows. This is pretty big news, and I mean, the Grand Inquisitor is supposedly like extremely mysterious and all that, and high rank in the Galactic Empire. And I mean, he pretty darn much they only train these things in fighting. And whenever you're a Jedi or a Sith, they train in other things within fighting too, like a lot of other things. But they're specifically fighting. So I mean, that's just an overview of them. Like then we got like this seventh sister. I'll go into her a little bit. She operated as a Jedi Hunter years before Battle of Yavin, and was tasked with tracking down Ahsoka Tano. So yeah, that's one of the main things she did. Vader um, told her to, obviously, and she fought with specters. She fought with who is yeah she fought with Spectre. So yeah, the whole squadron of rebels. So yeah, I mean, there's a little bit about this. My advice is you want to know a bit more about this, you can just watch the Rebels show. It was an amazing show, and I mean, it explains like a lot about the Inquisitors and what doesn't fill in. It will just imply or just show, hey, there's Inquisitors. The rest will be shown in the Kenobi show, I think.
Yeah,
So
I agree. It's funny. They the Inquisitors come from a goofy animated TV show, and now they're in this serious, very highly anticipated Kenobi show. It shows that they're an important part of the series. So yeah, trying to keep it short, so we're gonna call this quits. If you guys have any questions, let us know in the comments. If we missed anything on the Inquisitors, or if we missed a certain character, please let us know. This is just just a couple of minutes of research and what we already knew. But yeah, I'm excited to see them in Kenobi. This is kind of our first time seeing them in live action, so it will be interesting to see how they do it on the screen. So yeah, that's pretty much it. You got anything else, Afton?
I think that's about it.
All right, if you're watching this on YouTube, hit that subscribe, please. Hit that like, share it. Our views are doing terrible right now, so be really appreciative if you guys could share this. If you're listening to this on podcast, hit that notification bell, hit that follow button, and yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one.
Bye.